Hey, how's it going, guys? My name's Eric, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the Bioshock Hub. This one is going to be a little weird because I'm technically covering two different characters, even though they're the same character. I know that sounds confusing, but watch the video, it'll make more sense. So, today we are going to be covering the story of Subject Sigma, aka Charles Milton Porter. A lot of you guys have been waiting for this for a while, and I'm sorry it took a long time to make, but it's finally here. And then the next one I'm going to be working on is the Mark Meltzer video because, again, you guys have been asking for it a lot, so I want to deliver. Anyways, with that being said, sit back, hit those lights, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Subject Sigma is the protagonist of the Minerva's Den DLC for Bioshock 2. He's been revived by Bridget Tenenbaum and Charles Milton Porter, who requests assistance and who works with Sigma during the course of his adventure. Sigma is the 18th Alpha Series test subject, as noted by the Sigma symbols on his hands. Like Subject Delta, Sigma's suit has the standard features of an Alpha Series Big Daddy, including plasma ports in his arms and EVE tanks on his back. Sigma also has an arsenal of weapons to use along with the plasmids, including the signature drill that Delta also wields. Sigma can also use the Minerva's Den exclusive ion laser in addition to his other weapons. Unlike Delta's bronze-colored suit, Sigma is mostly colored with silver around the helmet and chest region. As I mentioned at the start of the video, it's two characters that I'm covering technically, but they're the same person. So, it is revealed that Sigma is Charles Milton Porter, the creator of the Thinker. Porter had come to Rapture after his wife Pearl was killed in World War II. Adapting to Andrew Ryan's ideas, Porter met Reed Wall, a brilliant scientist, and the two worked together to create the Thinker for certain operations in Rapture, like dispatching trains and phone calls. Porter and Wall began to disagree on using the Thinker after creating it. While Wall used it to predict outcomes of ball games or stock prices and profit from it, Porter began to use it to replicate his dead wife's voice. After Wall started splicing, which drove him insane, he framed Porter by creating a fake audio diary that suggested Porter was an ally of Frank Fontaine. Andrew Ryan had Porter arrested and converted into an Alpha Series, while Wall became obsessed with using the Thinker to solve the predictive equation. And now we move on to Charles Milton Porter, the man himself. Born in Chicago, and fun fact, that's where I was born and raised myself. Porter was a gifted mathematician. As a young man, he moved to Pennsylvania to attend Lincoln University, one of the first U.S. universities to grant degrees to black students in the country. Porter soon met Pearl at her mother's diner, and the two would eventually get married and travel the world. With his advanced degree in mathematics, Porter was chosen by Alan Turing for his World War II code-breaking team at Bletchley Park. During his time there, however, he suffered a terrible loss, the death of his wife during London's bombardments, and when the war ended, he allowed himself to be recruited by Andrew Ryan, and so he left the surface for Rapture, bringing with him one of the reproductions of Rodin's statue, the Thinker, and all his memories since he met Pearl, as he remained obsessed by her tragic death, although willing to move on from it. Porter came to Rapture to build and operate the most advanced mainframe computer the world had ever seen, used to run computerized and automated technology within the city. As inspired by the great idea of the Great Chain, Porter was more determined to succeed by the accomplishments of his own intellect to serve Ryan and Rapture, rejecting the pressures of the city's social climate, from idiocy suggested to splice to get ahead, or later rejecting Sophia Lamb's invitation to her quote-unquote half-baked metaphysical mumbo-jumbo. Using all of the advanced technology Rapture had to offer, Porter created, with his associate Reed Wall, Rapture Central Computing, the center of Rapture's computing power and its most powerful mainframe, the Rapture Operational Data Interpreter Network, named the Thinker. This advanced computer was capable of controlling the city's automated security systems, the circuitry of which was also designed by Porter, and coordinating various workings and functions of the city's infrastructure. Deeply grieved over his wife's death, Porter viewed his computer creation as his only close companion. Using the knowledge he gained while working alongside Turing, he sought to humanize the thinker, allowing it to think for itself and behave like a living person. During that time, he also fed the thinker data on Pearl, his wife, seeking to allow the thinker to bring her back to some degree through its advanced approximation of her personality. Porter came in conflict with his colleague and associate Reed Wall. Wall accused him of misusing and wasting the technology, of attempting to turn the thinker into a person rather than harnessing its productive potential. Wall believed that the thinker could foretell the future through equations and algorithms, which all humans are potentially predictable, but Porter brushed these theories off. He thought splicing had driven Wall, like many others in Rapture, mad. Wanting the thinker to himself, Wall used it to forge a recording in Porter's own voice, pledging loyalty to Fontaine and providing it to Andrew Ryan. In response, Ryan claimed it as evidence of treason and sent his men to take Porter and had him incarcerated in Persephone. Ryan then assigned Wall to replace Porter in controlling the thinker. While a prisoner in Persephone, Augustus Sinclair rented Porter out to the Protector program in Fontaine Futuristics, which was now under the ownership of Ryan Industries, where he became the 18th Alpha Series prototype, Subject Sigma. Although most Alpha Series were supposed to be bonded to a single little sister, Sigma never made it to the bonding process before being deactivated and being placed in cold storage. In 1968, with the aid of a friend and former genetic scientist Bridget Tenenbaum, Sigma is revived with full free will to help her retrieve the Thinker's program from Wall. Minerva's den was cut off from Rapture through normal means, although Wall and Splicers still survive within. During this story, Sigma is guided by Porter, who helps him reach the Thinker, leaving Sigma unaware of his true identity. It is revealed that Subject Sigma is in fact Charles Milton Porter. When he was moved to Persephone for the fake recording, he was enrolled in the Protector programs and was made into an Alpha Series Big Daddy. The Thinker had used his personality approximation to impersonate Porter as a trustworthy voice to guide him through Minerva's den. Once Wall is defeated and the Thinker's code is collected, Porter leaves Rapture along with Dr. Bridget Tenenbaum. After returning to the surface, Tenenbaum restores him back to his unspliced state and they work together for solutions. By this time, he has come to terms with his wife's death, leaving a letter explaining that he is ready to let her go on her way, on her tombstone. Later, he founded a computer company called CMP Interactive and further developed the video game Spitfire, which you can actually play in Minerva's den. Approximately 20 years later, in the 1990s, his company licensed the IP to a Japanese company who released a Super Nintendo version called Super Spitfire. And I find that fact quite amazing, actually, that they incorporated Super Nintendo within Bioshock, so that's pretty cool. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the story of Subject Sigma, aka Charles Milton Porter. I do hope you guys enjoyed this one because, like I said, I promised this for a while along with the Mark Meltzer one, and I am working on that one currently as well. So I do hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it was well worth the wait. If you guys did enjoy it and want to see more lore videos, you can click the playlist link down in the description below, or the card that's going to be at the top right-hand corner of this screen. It's the little eye icon. Other than that, if you wouldn't mind dropping a like or a comment down below, that'd be very much appreciated. If you're new here and want to see more Bioshock and Last of Us content, because I'm going to start diving back into The Last of Us, would you kindly hit that subscribe button, share the video with some family and friends, and turn on those notifications to always be notified when I go live with a live stream or when I post a video. If you guys want to follow me on my social medias, I have my Twitter, my Discord server, and my Instagram account. All the links will be down in the description if you guys are interested. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Take care.